It's warm, it's blustery, the conditions are rough. It's the State Harbour Crossing. Race 1 of the State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series was the PAIHIA Classic, a 3.3 kilometre swim from New Zealand's original capital, Russell, through to the beautiful PAIHIA. On that day it was Australian Trent Grimsey who would dominate New Zealand's best in Cane Radford. On the women's side, Taranaki's Charlotte Webby would comfortably win over Kirsty Warnen.
A little bit nervous. Water's bit choppier than it was last time we were here, but saying that we'll be right. Well prepared, surely.
Looking forward to it. It's a bit windy and chilly, but that should be fine. Yeah, it's good to see the big turnout as well. So yeah.
A wonderful turnout indeed. More than 1,500 swimmers, a record field. Glenn Lama caught up with a number of our elites.
Well, Trent Series leader, how are you feeling about going out today in these choppy conditions?
Yeah, I'm not feeling too bad. I actually prefer it to be a little bit choppy, so I think these conditions should suit me pretty well.
How's your form since PAIHIA?
Look, I've been training really well. Been doing some big K training, so I'm really looking forward to racing.
The big issue for you today is the competition's a lot stronger, right? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, the competition is a lot stronger than a couple of weeks ago, but look, I mean, I just got to worry about myself and stick to my race plan, and I'm sure I'll have a good race.
Well, welcome back to New Zealand, Kai. It's a pleasure to have you here, and how you feeling about across the harbour?
I'm really nervous, to tell you the truth. Look at it. No, it's I've been looking forward to this swim for a while. So since I entered, I thought I'd come over here and be beautiful conditions. But this is typical NZ, isn't it? But this is open water swimming, and this is why we do it. It's not up to us; it's up to Mother Nature at the end of the day. And this is fantastic. So, looking forward to getting out there and having a race.
I know the conditions are pretty tough out there, and it's going to be really wavy, and I think it's going to be a tough swim. But I think the wetsuits will help a lot. Still very new to wetsuits, so I don't know. I'm kind of excited to see what happens out there.
Feeling pretty good. It's really choppy out there, but that's the fun of it.
Do you like it being choppy?
I do, but I don't think I've swum in this choppiness. I'm just hoping that checked out 2 pairs of goggles and got them right, so I'm just excited to race.
Well, Cara, how are you feeling ahead of the Harbour Crossing this year?
Pretty relaxed. It's one of my fun races, so I got to come in here and just focus on the training I've been working towards to Taupo, and just enjoying this race and having a good race with Charlotte as well.
Having a look at today's swim course, a total distance of 2.9 kilometres starting on Auckland's North Shore at Bayswater Marina. A slight dog leg at the start, but then pretty much a straight swim right across the harbour. They'll be swimming into a strong westerly of around 15 to 20 knots. The swimmers will exit the water at Karanga Plaza in the Viaduct Harbour. It is an outstanding field. Killer Kai Hurst out of Australia, the 7-time Ironman champion. Troy Prinsloo out of South Africa. Young Natalie Woodgate out of New Zealand. Philip Ryan. And then it is the Grimsey brothers, Cody and Trent Grimsey. And then Cara Baker and Taranaki's own Charlotte Webby. Well, the lifeguards are out on the water, and we are set for a start in the 2012 State Harbour Crossing. Joining me in commentary, former national swimming representative Scott Rice.
Well, a magnificent sight here as 5 start waves get ready. About 300 in their away, 300 in the first wave with the green caps. They're all speed seeded, so hopefully swimming alongside swimmers of similar ability, but what a sight.
And they'll be enjoying the slightly protected environment inside of Bayswater before they make their way into the harbour, where conditions will just get a little bit choppier. But already at the start you can just see a much higher arm turnover as we first look at our elite swimmers. In the pink cap it is Kai Hurst, the 2-time Olympian out of Australia. What a beautiful stroke just tucked in behind him. In the silver cap, doing a wonderful job, is Trent Grimsey. He is the series leader. Cody Grimsey in there as well. All the big names, Scott.
Absolutely, a bit of a washing machine effect as they make away off the start line and start hugging this Bayswater Marina.
In the green cap out of South Africa is Troy Prinsloo, the first time we've seen him swim here in New Zealand.
And Troy Prinsloo was 12th at the London Olympics in the 10k open water, so a very talented open water swimmer over the longer distance, and he has told me before this race that this is one of the first times he's been swimming in the harbour, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes today.
And pull speed, that ability over the first 200 to 400 metres, so important here. All of these swimmers looking to try and get clear water. Other swimmers just simply looking to try and get on the feet of a swimmer they perhaps rate or rank to be a little bit better than them, trying to conserve energy and then look to see if they've got anything in the last 200 to 300 metres. But Scott, easier said than done.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's all about pacing and navigation, all those sorts of things, as these swimmers pass the first of the big, large orange state markers. This one about 500 metres from the start line. So 500 metres into this race at the moment. Looks like GRIMSEY has taken a lead in the early stages.
Yeah, Trent GRIMSEY using all that experience. He's been over here to New Zealand racing in this series now for a number of years. He's used to swimming in the wetsuit. I'm still not sure any of these elite swimmers are quite used to these conditions though, Scott, and they're going to need to adjust their strokes accordingly.
Yeah, they will indeed, and looks like in the red cap just beyond that group is Philip Ryan, the New Zealander, the New Zealand hope. He's just hanging on to this group of talented Australians in the South African and Prinsloo. So a furious pace in the first few 100 metres of this race, and it's going to be hard for Philip Ryan to hang on the toes of these guys.
No, I like Philip Ryan. He's a class act. He's not afraid to get on the start line, race against the very best, and I think through that we may just see him get on the start line at those Olympic Games in 2016. You've got to continually benchmark against the best, and now Killer Kai Hurst maybe just strategically looking to take a different line than that of Trent GRIMSEY.
He is indeed. He started to just separate from that group a little bit now. You remember Hurst, a very accomplished open water swimmer. He was 5th in the world back in 2010. Didn't have that good Olympic Games in London, so he's just starting to get back into his training for the next season.
And now a look at the younger of the GRIMSEY brothers. This is Cody GRIMSEY wearing the orange cap, number 4 on it, decided to go with the sleeveless wetsuit. That's just, he feels he's got a little bit more flexibility in doing that, but a nice battle just beginning to unfold behind him. And Troy Prinsloo looking to try and get past Trent GRIMSEY, doing everything he can at the moment. And this is not good from GRIMSEY. It looks like he's deliberately trying to block Prinsloo, swimming right across the front of him. Prinsloo's got nowhere to go. It's like a match race. Well, there's got to be some sort of ethics here. I just wonder what the judges on the water will rule here, because that is not a good display of sportsmanship from GRIMSEY.
Well, Cody GRIMSEY still leading this race by about 5 metres as they approach the 900 metre buoy. And Kai Hurst sitting off to the left by about 10 metres. He'll be wanting to keep an eye on this field, not let them get away.
Well, Kai Hurst is doing a good job. He's just stayed out of trouble. He's got so much experience in the open water. I just wonder whether he's read these conditions just a little bit better. And again, the rougher the conditions, the more it is suited to Hurst. And I spoke to him prior to the Beijing Olympic Games in 2008. He said, bring me rough water, not calm water. That sums up the man as we have a look now at Cody GRIMSEY. Just a little bit of backstroke there to loosen up and just keep an eye on where his competition is, and it is Troy Prinsloo.
Wow, he really has pushed through, and he's just coming up alongside Cody GRIMSEY now. So could we see a change in lead again in this race? This is very, very interesting. So Prinsloo coming up on GRIMSEY's right, and at the moment GRIMSEY breathing on the left. So I don't know if he's seen him, Mark.
And that is one of the things with open water swimming. You've got to tactically be smart. You might be more comfortable breathing 2 strokes, i.e. breathing to one side, but you've always got to make sure you do look out to the other side. Keep an eye on what is going on. And again, great swimming from the South African, who is now just starting to squeeze GRIMSEY.
Well, look at the stroke rate of Prinsloo. And it looks like, who's this coming in? It looks like it is GRIMSEY. Trent GRIMSEY has seen Prinsloo. He is absolutely bearing it. So Cody GRIMSEY just starting to fall back a little bit now, but Trent GRIMSEY absolutely going after Prinsloo.
Yeah, the high arm turnover from Trent GRIMSEY here. He looks more like a 100-metre swimmer. Now Prinsloo looking to try and come across. Can he just see if he can get on the feet here? Try and grab that hip, see if he can just get that drag coefficient. He's going to have to give it everything he wants. What a wonderful race. And now Killer Kai Hurst throws himself into the mix. Oh, great stuff in the 2012 State Harbour Crossing.
Oh, it doesn't get much better than this. So in the pink cap is Kai Hurst. He's come straight across now in front of Prinsloo and Cody GRIMSEY, with Trent GRIMSEY falling off to the side by a few metres now. So maybe Trent GRIMSEY happy with his position now. He's well off to the side and seems to have found a bit of clear water himself.
Well, he continues to surge, Trent GRIMSEY, and this is going to be difficult for these swimmers. It just doesn't seem to settle down. Just when they think the pace drops off, GRIMSEY begins to surge again. You have to show your body in training what you want to do on race day. It's about up-tempo work, and GRIMSEY, the master exponent, still continues to tighten those screws.
Well, less than halfway across the harbour at the moment, and they look to be giving it absolutely everything. It'll take a whole lot of fantastic navigation. It'll take pacing, it'll take working this chop to make sure you get the best possible result at the other end.
Well, that gap is now beginning to open, and Kai Hurst, now the responsibility falls upon him. Also falls on the shoulders of Prinsloo out of South Africa in the green cap, because this man has about 10 metres at the moment. That could be significant. But the other thing we haven't factored in just yet, Scott, is making sure navigation, they take the correct line.
Well, it can typically be a very hard race to navigate. They just need to look from marker buoy to marker buoy. That's what they're told at the beginning. There's 450 metres between the marker buoys, and that's the best way to navigate across this Auckland Harbour.
We are approaching the halfway mark in the 2012 State Harbour Crossing. It is Trent Grimsey out of Australia who has a narrow margin over a world-class field.